If you want to learn how to create portraits super quickly with oil painting, I've found the secret formula that's going to get you from point A to B the fastest. So I'm going to break this down in 5 minutes or less. All right, so step one that you want to do is stop using your pencil for your underpainting, your undersketch. All right, you want to go in directly with paint, and what this is going to do is going to speed up the process because you're not going to focus too much on the small details at the beginning, because focusing too much on the small details at the beginning when you're making a painting is really going to take away your focus from the whole picture. And why this is because when you focus too much on just one small area of your painting, that part's going to look really good, but then you're taken away from the energy of the whole painting, and it's taken away from the whole harmony of the picture, because the picture is supposed to be everything. It's not just one small section that people are going to look at when they're looking at your picture. They're looking at the whole thing. So take a step back and stop focusing on just the small details. That is for the later stages. You're going to use your paint and you're actually going to draw your sketch. This layer does not need to be perfect at all. It doesn't need to be perfect at all. You just got to go on with a quick layer, and you can sharpen it up as you go along. But after you get this layer done, you're going to let it dry. Let it sit for a little bit. And then you're going to go in with something I call blocking out. What blocking out is just getting the paints where they go, getting colors just filled out over the underpainting that you just made. So if you're painting a picture of me, you're just going to get a rough outline of where my face is, going to get a rough outline of my eyes, outline of my hair. I'm just going to fill it out with however the colors go. So black for my hair, I'm going to get brown for my forehead, brown for my nose, like a little bit lighter brown for my nose. You can really just change it depending on the subject of your focus. So doing that, so after you do that, you should have like a very blurry image. It should look like you're squinting at something. The thing shouldn't really be that detailed, and that is fine. You need to be okay with that because you're saving the sharpening for a later stage. Okay, and after you're done blocking out, then that's when you start adding your shadows and your highlights. And what the shadows and the highlights will do is going to add more depth to your picture. So with your shadows, you're going to add your blacks, you're going to add your grays, you're going to add your dark blues, dark greens, depending on how the light is hitting. Sometimes shadows are blue, sometimes they're green, sometimes they're black. Just depending on however it is, you're going to add it into your photo right now. You're going to put this on top of your blocking out layer. And after you're done with that, you add in your highlights. You're going to add your whites. You're going to add your lightest shades. For me, my lightest browns on my face, or like almost tan, wherever the light is hitting my face the strongest. And this will create a more three-dimensional picture instead of it looking flat. So add those layers on top of each other. And once you stack them up, it should start looking more three-dimensional. And after you add those highlights, you're gonna start mixing your colors together. You're gonna start making a blend of them. And this is just gonna smoothen out the picture. It's gonna give the photo that skin-like texture because you don't really want it to be squared out at this end and squared out at that end, and there's not really a smooth transition. Blend your colors and use a clean brush when you're doing this. You can do it in a circular motion. You can do a wiping motion just to create a smooth blend between the dark spots and the light spots. After you create a smooth transition between the colors, you can start focusing on some of the smaller details such as the eyes, eyelashes, lips, ears, all those layers that don't really match up with the skin, those things that you got to use a different color for. Now you can start doing those smaller things, right? And after you add those smaller details, then you can start focusing on like the very, very little details to add, such as the eyelashes, the eyebrows, the hairs. I like to add the hairs last because the hairs shouldn't really blend in with the skin. It should be something that comes out of the skin. So I add my eyebrows last, my eyelashes last. I add details with white last, such as like the reflection of the sun on my eyes, or if there's a reflection like on my chin or on my face, I add those layers last. All right. So when you break it down, you start adding these layers on top of each other, start putting the dark layers first, then the light ones on top, and you're not afraid to be messy at the start. Just sharpen it up as you go along. Then you'll create portraits super quickly and they'll look super realistic. Now, if you're interested, I do have a emailing list in the description. You're going to get a free 7-step guide on painting portraits. So if you're interested, just click the link there. And if you're not, that's totally fine. You could just keep on watching the YouTube videos. And I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.